So we took the same system that our phone agents were using, and we tied that CRM system to tweets and Facebook posts. Now, that's going to help us with scaling, because it's the one system across the entire globe, and it's going to give us more effective responses with that customer. So now we have one tool across 5 languages with the same process. And this is preparing for that 150, 95 rule I was talking about earlier. So again, we have 150 million products today. 90% of that is going to be handled through social in 5 years. Think about that. It's a big paradigm shift. So, if you don't, let's look at how this actually works in real time. So we have a customer, right? Her name is Ethel. She's a student. She tweets @HP, the marketing handle. I'm going to read this for you. No one should buy HP. They spoil within an hour. Stupid computers. Every semester. I keep fixing it. Don't buy. You waste your money. I imagine she was writing a paper at the time or something. So this is a hashtag fail. This is something we don't want out there on our HP site. But guess what? That tweet comes into our CRM system, and it generates a case. That case benefits both support and marketing. And that case is from an @HP tweet, but we're support. But because of our tight relationship with support, we actually see that conversation. So let me just walk you through what has happened so far. The customers tweeted, a new case is generated, and now an agent can respond. Within an hour, Eddie, one of our top agents, responds to Ethel. He says, "Hey Ethel, Eddie here. Sorry to read about your experience with your HP notebook. I would like to get more information." So now we can reach out to the customer who's had a bad experience. This is a view of the tracking in the CRM system, the case flow. So initially, the tweet comes in. The agent then picks it up and responds. And then next, after the agent responds, the status changes to awaiting the customer response. So this is a flow that happens throughout the conversation. But guess what? We can never lose the customer because it's always tracked. Eddie was then able to route Ethel to the right person that can handle her situation, and then they were able to offer a resolution to her issue. Let's see how Ethel felt about that. Wow. I'd like to thank HP and @HP support. Look at that. She's tied both the marketing and support handle together. Remember I was saying that support and marketing are blending. I'd like to thank @HP and @HP support for repairing my laptop. As always, I remain a loyal customer. Thanks. Thank you for everything. We've earned Ethel's loyalty. This is through the value we see in integrating our CRM with social. She was a detractor, now she's a promoter of the brand. But let's look at the CRM abilities that was involved in Ethel's situation. And at the center, you see HP is there, and they all lead to building customer loyalty of those abilities. So at first you have the social channels such as Twitter and Facebook that's tied to the CRM. We get a 360-degree view of that customer. We keep that customer history there. We're able to respond right in that CRM system. Then we have real-time monitoring, which allows us to track and make sure our response time is within our SLAs. And then we're able to obtain real-time insights on that customer, see their social influence. We have a knowledge base that we can tap into in the system where we can provide solutions to that customer that are approved by HP. And then we can track sentiment. We track whether the conversation stayed negative or went from negative to positive. So this is what we call our hub and spoke approach, and all of them lead to building HP loyalty. So just showing how HP and CRM has built brand loyalty from the customer perspective and from the HP perspective. From the customer perspective, we provided a fast response. We provided an appropriate response. And we answered it in their channel of preference. But this is the big win for HP. Out of all the other tools we use, remember this is a 6-7 year journey that we're on. Out of all the tools that we have used before then, we have had a 187% increase in agent engagement using this tool. This means that this tool allows them to more effectively reach out to the customer, which creates happy customers that are more willing to buy HP. And you don't believe me? Listen to Bill. HP support. Just bought a second HP laptop because they helped me last time. Hashtag great customer service. So why is this all important? So we're just going to go back to that mountain that we were climbing. It's important because support and marketing are blending, and they're uniting around that great customer experience. They're attracting customers, we're attracting customers, and all of that is going to build brand loyalty. You do it right. This is the bold statement of today. HP believes that we're going to be the brand that customers choose because of our excellent social customer care. And remember, we have 150 million products in warranty. It's expected 90% will be handled in social in 5 years. And we're ready for it. And then lastly, HP has found that tying CRM with social makes more efficient and effective support. And when we can do that, it makes your job easier as marketers. When you're trying to attract customers and recapture customers. This is an exciting journey. I'm glad to be a part of HP as we're preparing for the future. And I'm proud to tell you about it today. So with that, I will look for questions. What can I help you with? Thanks.
Thank you for sharing your journey. All right, let's hold this microphone, Mark. State your name.
Yes, hi, Wally. It's Greg Tarr. I enjoyed the use cases you presented. Really hit home. A couple questions for you. One is, do you have any on-prem visits for fancy HP printing, and how do you interact with people that are, let's say service technicians coming to a place? So that's one question, because that's a tricky interaction in customer care. And then two, how do you engage with your chief marketing officer in terms of organizationally kind of pushing through some of the mandates you're talking about?
Okay, that's a very good question. I'll address your second question first. We map it to state the first one again. So regarding, as I mentioned before, that first stage of that social customer care mountain, marketing support is blending. It's not just a tagline for us. Internally, we are lockstep with marketing. So we have meetings with them. The CMO knows about our presence. It's a tight integration. So when they're out there and they want to start a new Instagram channel or Snapchat channel, they don't necessarily always think about, hey, we need to support these customers as they come to us. But we have that lockstep integration, so when they're out there, they're preparing us for that. And then we are able to forecast, whether this channel is going to be a support issue for us. And so far, we found that really a lot of it's staying on Twitter and Facebook. So they're able to fully market on Instagram today and other channels. And so we hope it stays that way.
The other question question is related. Do you send service technicians to offices at any time, or is everything done over the web?
Oh, okay, that's another good question. So through our consumer support, it's mainly done through online. But as we move to commercial, that will be a possibility. But today, we're primarily supporting customers and consumers.
Any other questions?
I have a question.
Oh, thanks. Sorry, the spotlight is shining right in my eyes.
So my question is on your social media. Do you go back and delete the bad reviews or comments, or keep them?
I wish we could delete them, but that would be, that would defeat the integrity of what we're doing. So what we hope is that, for those 1 and 2 star reviews, we know people are reading them, and we hope that they see that HP has reached out to that customer who's given us a bad review. And we just hope holistically they see that HP did address that question. We're not just going to let a customer sit there and have a bad experience. We really care, and we want to assist, and we hope customers looking at that afterwards will benefit from seeing that HP is out there. So we do keep the review out there. We don't ask them to delete it. We just hope that by assisting customers, they'll see that HP is serious about providing effective social customer care, and then they'll choose to buy HP because they know they're going to get great support on their social.
Great. We have another question in the back corner of the room.
Hi, the software that you're using, I think you mentioned CareForce. Is that a standard Salesforce product, or is it something that you've developed in-house?
Yes, it's a standard Salesforce product. HP has branded it internally CareForce, because we care. But it is Salesforce, a part of their Service Cloud solution.
Is there a question over here? I thought I saw a hand. Here we go.
Wally, so that sounds really important for B2C sales, right? That sort of direct customer engagement. Does HP have a different strategy or different tactics for B2B social media, or is it not as valuable in the B2B space?
It actually is valuable. The thing is that it has not been built out as strongly as our consumer side yet. But I'm not sure if you're aware, we're going to be, HP is going to be splitting into 2 companies where it's going to allow us to focus. And so on the HP side, we're going to be out there and on the social supporting customers and commercial. So it's just a matter of time. But it's as far as the B2B is not as mature as the B2C.
Hi. I was curious if you verify account information to match like your Twitter account with the HP customer account to create that 360 view.
Yeah, good question. Actually, I'm sure everyone in the room is thinking about that because that is the holy grail. So in our first implementation, we wanted to get it out the door, so we didn't necessarily have that piece. But we're gathering the requirements for the next phase, and that is the key thing. We want to be able to tie that customer to an existing phone conversation, and we can unite them. So once we get their email information, we can unite that customer information.
Great. We've got another question right over here.
You had mentioned that when you route when somebody comes in and they have a hashtag fail tweet happen, that you route it to volunteers. Can you just explain that a little bit or describe what that is?
Sure. So we have a community of volunteers on our HP support forum, and they spend almost 40 hours a week, some of them answering questions on our forum. Our next foray is that we want to get them into social media where they can answer questions on sites that are outside of the HP. So we're in the process of building that out now in our community engagement, but primarily the volunteers today, we route the questions on our forum, our HP support forum, to those volunteer customers. But we're planning to expand their reach to other social media channels, and it's pretty much they see those questions, they're excited, we give them an opportunity to answer those questions first, because they build the community, and we want them to have first dibs at responding to the customer questions. It's only when they haven't answered the question that we'll come in after 24 hours. So we give them 24 hours to respond, and then if they don't, then we have our paid agents come in and respond.
And another question right here.
Yes, thank you. Over here.
Over on this side. Other side. You're right.
Oh, very well.
First, I want to just say fantastic presentation. Secondly, I was interested to know what type of systems your support reps were using prior to this, and what the transition was like to get onto the Salesforce platform, because we all know that change management is pretty hectic to deal with sometimes.
Oh man, that's a great question. So I'm going to protect the innocent here. Let's just say we've had several tools throughout the years, and they're all popular tools that you guys know that are out there. The thing that we found though with the Salesforce solution is that none of those tools tie into CRM like Salesforce, right? And so those tools, they may be great social platforms, but if you really want to get that, if you're a large company and you want to get that 360-degree view of that customer, you need to tie in a CRM. It needs to be all in one tool. And you're right, we did have a change management issue. But guess what we did when we were developing our Care4 solution? We involved the agents in the design. So as we were prototyping it, we had agent representation telling us whether this would work or not work. And so they were already bought into the tool before we even rolled it out and started training it. And so that was a key for the change management.
All right, we have time for one final question probably, so I'll go right over here to this gentleman up front.
Thank you. My question is, you had a